Hi, folks, and welcome to another Rio and Raw conversation. This time I'm joined by a woman whose strength goes far beyond the gym. Her name is Hilda Laura Amaral. She's a champion in every sense of the word. She's an elite fitness coach, a natural bodybuilding judge, a Spartan athlete, and the force behind WNBF Portugal and Thailand. She was born in Venezuela, although she moved at the age of 1 to Portugal, and later on she moved to Asia, where is she at the moment in Thailand. So if the story is one of grit, resilience, and transformation, and I would like to explore her fitness philosophy and what it's like to build a life abroad, and the power and the price of building a huge social media presence that I'm very envy of. But I think you deserve. I think you deserve. So you are very welcome to the podcast. How are you doing?
Thank you so much, Victor, for having me. I'm quite doing fine. And it's a pleasure to be here and tell my story. I mean, there's a lot of parts of my story, as you might already discovered. I'm flattered that you think it's a huge social media nowadays. It's not at all. But also, my goal was never have to have like a huge following, and I sometimes I take pauses, from it. And actually, I just kind of returned to social media because I'm also feeling a little bit better with myself. So I'm betting on it again. But as you also can see, I post whatever I want. I'm not like an influencer who's like post
Yeah.
everything. So, but really do appreciate and you giving me the platform to um, present myself to maybe some people that don't know me now, since I do those pauses. So I really do appreciate it.
You're very welcome. So just before we start the conversation, I'm going to encourage everyone to stay with us for the next hour or 90 minutes. And if you are satisfied with what you are doing, the best way to express how happy we are with the content is to press the like button below. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, no problem. You can do it as you watch this conversation. So there's a button there called subscribe. Make sure to press that button. And if you know someone who's into this sort of conversation, straightforward about real stuff, the best thing you can do is just to share. You can use your WhatsApp groups, your friends, social circle, whatever suits to make sure that the thing is distributed. I just want to add that this episode is sponsored by Travel Devices. If you go to the YouTube video description, there's a link below where you can get a discount code to book your next holiday or excursion. So these guys are very wise when it comes to make sure that you have the time of your life, whether you go to Asia, Middle East, South America, Europe. It's totally up to your expectations. So use that discount code and enjoy your time away. Talking of that, let's start with Hilda's personal story. I would like to get an understanding of your background because it's not that simple. I think there's a lot of influences there between Africa, South America, Portugal. So if you can unpack that, that would be a good beginning.
That's one of the things that I'm most proud of. That I grew up in a home full of cultures. So more of my mom's family comes from Angola. So everything from music, food, even clothes patterns, it's from there. Then, even though my dad also was born, because at that time Angola was an ex-Portuguese colony as well. So my dad was born there, but his family is more. His mom was from Spain, and then my granddad was a person that also worked in Venezuela. So we have like faraway family there. My dad follow his footsteps. I have cousins from Brazil, other aunts from Mozambique. So it's like I have a little bit, even though it might be not direct, I have a lot of people in my family from different cultures, different backgrounds. I can even say we have like all colors in the family, so that is makes us, I think more understanding. I think
Yeah.
so. it's just different. I grew up eating all kinds of food, so for me, I think I'm more acceptable on eating things that are different as well.
Yeah, we'll get into food in detail because I know you are very keen on what is good, what is not, what suits a lifestyle. Because food is one of those topics that people think it's easy because you grow up eating and you need to eating. It's a survival thing, but there's a lot to be said about food, and I think there's a lot of misunderstandings. So we'll get to that in a second. So you were born in Venezuela, but then at the age of more or less one, you moved to
Yes.
Portugal. Was it a family decision, or what was the driver behind?
Uh, I think actually that's a good point that I never went deep in a conversation with my parents. But yeah, I think it was a life decision between them, even though my sisters, they were like fully studying already there. So they were more immersed in Venezuelan culture than I was because I was just a
Yeah.
baby. But I remember even when I was a kid, um, even the Venezuelan food like arepas, we used to do that at home. My dad used to do that at home, and I remember even some words like when you're itchy, I used to say picazón, and
Mm.
it was like. But then, of course, when I started growing up, all of those words like I don't remember anymore, and I don't know how I even remember this one now. But I remember at least I grew up. Uh, with that culture that my parents at that time they embraced while they were there, but I don't know actually the reason why they came back to Portugal. Even though I think my mom came first, my dad later do work. It happened again later that my mom and dad also went to United States. So it um, from my especially my dad, he's been always someone to work abroad, which I think I got a lot of influence of not being
Yeah.
afraid to go. Um, and almost my younger brother, he was born in the United States. So I think my mom just came. No, I want my son to born in Portugal. Um, so I think it was just lucky that I was born in Venezuela because my family was there at that moment.
Mm.
But definitely my older sisters, they immerse more on the Venezuelan culture than me. So it's a pity. I would love to go back there one day. Don't know when, but I mean,
Mm.
I still love it because the things that I learned, the food and everything, I still, oh my God, I still miss doing arepas, for example.
Yeah.
But again, it's a little bit from there, a little bit from here. So
Mm.
I don't have much to say besides where I was born, Caracas, that I was born in the Cruz Roja, the Red
Yeah.
Cross Hospital, and that's it.
Yeah.
Nothing more.
No, that's something to see, like the place where you were born, because as a matter
Yeah.
of fact, like my parents, they just moved apartment, so they are still in the same place in Portugal, in Barreiro, and but
Oh,
now they are living right across the hospital where I was born. So every time I'm there for a few days and we are having dinner, I'm facing the place where I was born, which is a bit
oh,
spooky because I was
yeah.
not used to that. But it's all the time. I mean, I passed by when I was walking from A to B, in that city. But now it's every day. I'm having breakfast. I'm seeing the place where I was born. I'm having dinner. I'm seeing the place where I
You
was
can
born. It's
see.
continuous exposure, but I think it's
Yeah.
good to see it. So where in Portugal did you grow up?
It's actually quite funny because it's the same thing. I grew up in Barreiro.
No way.
Wait, 100%. This is like, guys, this is
I
not
didn't
made
know. I
up.
swear.
We didn't
I
know.
swear.
For real. So, uh, like I said, so my family, from my mother, they fled the war that was happening. I
Yeah.
think civil war in Angola. So, uh, they grew up in that neighborhood that most people know in Barreiro, that it's Val da Moreira, which I'm still
Yeah.
very proud of. Um, even though it's problematic, again, full of different cultures, different people.
Mhm.
Um, I attended the first grade in the Val da Moreira school. So again, I had people all around me from all backgrounds, ethnicities, and colors, everything. And yeah, that was my home. Val da Moreira, Barreiro, Baixa da Banheira, all those areas, they were my home until maybe I was maybe around 12. And then we just moved to Cidade Sol, which is basically next to it.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
until
Even
then,
closer to me. Yeah.
until then I get married, and then I went a little bit more far away in Palmela, but that was where I grew up. That's where I have my childhood friends
Wow.
and school friends. Yeah.
What a coincidence. And we
Yes.
are more or less the same age from what I could see on the internet.
Well, we've
So
probably been
maybe,
in the same schools.
yeah, maybe we were in the same. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
For sure.
we need to check that.
Need to check that. Yes. So you were in Cidade Sol. No, you moved to Cidade Sol at the age of 12. And then
Around
you
that,
moved
to be
more
honest,
or
I don't
less.
remember. Yeah, quite well, because it was a time of. It was a period of time of my life that uh, I had a lot of changes in my life. Meaning, like, parents got divorced, the age, hormones, and then I changed school. I lost my friends. I mean, it was near, but we need to remember that it was a time without internet at the time. No phones. I mean, the
Yes.
phone, the mobile phones were just just showing up. So for me, it was almost like going to another country. It was that dramatic for me.
Yes.
So I lost, like, my friends from where I was living. I went also for another school than the majority of my my school friends were, that we've been like from 5th grade to 9th grade. So I felt a little bit like alone. So it's like I those times I have very few memories, because it was very complicated for me, and I can say that that's where I started a little bit, which is now officially diagnosed with my ADHD, which led me to depression because it wasn't resolved. So I can say that since that age, that my mental status was a little bit down. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
my
No,
memories from childhood, that time, it was a little bit hard. Yeah.
Yeah. So you may have seen me, but you don't remember because of all this mess.
Maybe.
Let's put it like that. Yeah. Okay. I won't be offended. Then I won't be offended. It's not about me. It's about your background. That's fine. So at
Yeah.
what time did you move out from Barreiro? Because I want to see if we could have
Mm,
meet or not. We have met.
yeah. So from Barreiro, like the big area.
Yes.
You mean, so when I think I moved when I was probably or 17 or 18, maybe 18, that I moved with my technically boyfriend that became my ex-husband. So I got married very early.
Fine.
I got
Yeah.
married at
Yeah.
21. Um, and I moved to their parents, to his
Sure.
father house at that time. There was more in Palmela, while our house also was getting arranged and everything.
Yeah.
So, but it was kind of like 1 year. So,
Yeah.
with
Fine.
my mom also knew. So, yeah, we were dating already for a long time. So it's not like I'm running away kind of thing. No, it was,
I'm sure it was something
yeah,
organized.
from
Yeah.
16,
So
yes, was kind of like my first boyfriend.
right. So at what time did you start to be interested in fitness, sports, that kind of thing? Was it still in Portugal or was it later?
It's very interesting that you ask, because I can say all my life.
Mm.
And it's just a shame that I cannot find my medals when I was little, but my best subject in school was really sports. It's like I played everything. I play football, I play volleyball, like on the school teams. I did skating, I did trampoline. I did everything, and I was earning, those school medals, and I
Yes.
loved it. It was something that I really enjoyed. So I was always a sports person. You can say that I was also a little bit tomboy. I used to,
Mm.
go on the trees, just play around. I wouldn't mind getting dirty. And that, I think I feel blessed that I could get both teachings from my mom and my dad. And on my mom's side, maybe a little bit more feminine in somehow, because for me it's like I feel sometimes a little bit neutral, one side one day, one side the other day, no problem. But my mom, a lot of like, kitchen, preparing, cleaning. And on my dad's side was like how to change a tire on a bike, how to spot like where's the 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 hole on the
Mm.
bike, and how to fix it, how to change the oil on the bicycle as well. So it was like yeah, it was my dad that used to, take me to do sports. So I think I got a lot from them.
Yeah.
So in terms of sports, I did all my life. Maybe then because when I got married, I kind of stopped. But due to pure pressure from my ex-husband, a lot of mental insecurity from his side. So like I couldn't participate nothing on the school because we're starting at school. So that's my weakest part, that I start giving in. And so only around my 26, 25, 26, I think, that's when I got my divorce, that I start going again, like full in on sports. Yeah.
Mm.
So it was like a huge break there
Mm.
that I had to
So,
do.
okay, so that was a new chapter. So you were
Yeah.
still in Portugal at the age of 25, 26. At
Yes.
what time did you move out?
I think it was near my 30s.
Mm.
I think I was already 30 that I left Portugal. I was tired also from a relationship, working 2 or 3 jobs. I I did many different things in my life. Like if you see my curriculum, it's very different. I had business. I work in different areas, and I was just also tired, also, moving a lot from place to place,
Yeah.
and not feeling also from my partner the security of allowing me to dive deep in something that I was good at, and I couldn't make my own money. So I literally just said, you know what, I'm done with this everything, and I took um, a job opportunity to go work in Macau. So in four
Mm.
days, I'm like, I'm going, and I in 4 days I prepared everything: passport, suitcase. I told my mom, and my mom, "You go where?" And I'm like, "I go to Macau." And she's like, "When?" I'm like, "In 4 days." I'm like, "You're crazy." And I'm like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, I'm crazy." I mean, maybe it's my ADHD that makes me impulsive
Yeah.
sometimes, but I felt like it was meant to be.
Mm.
And I always had affinity with Asia in general.
Mm.
Um, so I felt like it was my time. I had to. So I
Yeah.
took the opportunity and I went. Yes.
Yeah. It's one of those things that when it comes your way, you cannot say no. Okay, at least you need to experiment, give it yourself a
Yeah.
try, see what you can get out of it, because you cannot just let it go. So I think it presented yourself in that shape and form, and you went for it. What was it about the opportunity, if you want to disclose?
Yeah, no problem. In that time, they were going to open like a big club in
Mhm.
because Macau, it's like Las Vegas of Asia. So there's a
I've
lot
been
of
there. I know. Yeah.
so it's like hotels. It's like, yeah, no,
Yes.
macro Las Vegas with a lot of hotels, a lot of clubs. So basically, I'm not a night person. I'm not a
Hmm.
person actually of party that much. I party a little bit after I got divorced, maybe. So this was like something that I never done it before. So I did the job of ambassador of the club,
Hmm.
which we also, I mean, technically we helped also serving the tables, no problem at all. But our job, my job, was being there with the customers, which we had a lot of VIPs. So a lot of my tables were people with high status, like Paris Hilton, a lot of singers, actors, a lot of business people from mainland China, Hong Kong. So it's like we were there just to, have fun with them, entertain them, selling more bottles, just popping up those bottles,
Of course, yeah.
and dancing. So I could say that
Mm.
I did that work for 1 year. My health was a
Mhm.
mess, but it was
Mm.
one of the years that I had much fun. It's
Yeah, can
yeah,
imagine.
it
Yeah.
was something
How was
crazy.
it to
Yes.
deal with the VIPs? Like,
Hmm.
is there any interaction you want to share, with some of these famous
Yeah, I
individuals?
actually, yeah, I had a friendship with a couple few, but I always try to be professional always. And I mean, even though we had securities, I think one of the reasons that the management even trust me to put me in the tables of such people sometimes, it was because I was not there to even take photos or talk with them.
Mm.
I was like full security, almost like whatever they need, I'm here to do it. um, and I respect that sometimes. I mean, they're kind of like to do their work as well, but also they want their privacy. So uh, I was there to ensure that. So it was fun to see them like on their most, you know, close state, right?
Yes,
Then
yeah.
just like video or photos that can be even like altered by the media. And a lot of people actually like surprised me because they were very nice. And to be honest, I have no one to say about. But yeah, we had a lot of celebrities. We had Madonna. We had um, a lot of famous DJs. And forgive me to not remember some of their names because it's not that much that area
Mm.
of mine. But who else? But yeah, we had a lot of singers and famous
Mm.
DJs, actors also being there, or sons of actors. Yeah,
Mm.
or
So you were there
daughters.
for a year, and what happened afterwards? Did you go back to Portugal? Did you manage to stay in Asia since you were so much into the continent? What was next to
Yes.
happen?
After that, um, I got the chance to go back to Portugal because they paid for my ticket. So it was part of the job to pay me back to my country, especially because it's part of the visa, working visa that I
Mhm.
needed to move out. But once I went back to Portugal, I'm like, I don't want to stay here. I want to go
Yeah.
back. It's not that I don't love Portugal. I love a lot, but I think once you get out of your what was your comfort zone before, you're not the same anymore. You want more, you want to explore. And Asia is growing so much, is so much different that I think only the people that actually go out and visit maybe do understand what I'm saying, because I returned to a Portugal that I saw that it's like this is still the same after like many years. So I don't feel like that much progress.
Yeah.
um, and it feels like all the same and everything. And but
You're
I mean,
talking about, sorry to interrupt, you're talking about what, 2012, something like that, no?
yeah,
2013.
maybe.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, I've been in Asia already like maybe 12 years now.
Yeah. 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 But
So
Portugal at the time was kind of stuck. Yeah, I remember
mm,
now. I think there was a
yeah.
boom a bit later, but at the time was a
Hmm.
bit stuck. Whereas Asia is just continuously growing and developing. It's
It's
crazy, no?
crazy. Yes. And I know that Portugal now is much better, especially in our area.
Yes.
It's been a lot of development. Actually, oh my God, I'm so bad with names. I don't remember his name, but I have him on Facebook. He's my friend. And he's on the kind of like on, I forgot the term for like the small government, like Camera of
The
the,
municipality on the
yeah.
council. Yeah.
And yes, and he's doing a great job. I think
Mm.
he's been there for quite some time, and he's really changing. So I'm really proud of him, and he's doing a very, very good job. So of course I see progress, but it is just a different type of progress.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
here we have like infrastructures everywhere, but also it's the chaos. It's like the part
Yes.
of like the that it's not developed, that you fully immerse on something ancient and old and
Mhm.
spiritual, and then you have rise high buildings with rooftop bars and Michelin stars restaurants. It's like it's just this double life almost that you can live. Yes.
Yes. Yeah, Asia is very special. Yes. I
It
have the
is, it
same
is.
impression. Every time I visit, I see the old stuff, and it's amazing
Mhm.
because it's history. But then
Yes.
the modern structure, it's just expanding, and
Mhm,
the two
mhm.
get together in a very nice way. But let me get back to your story
Yes.
because there's so much to go through, and we don't have
Yes.
we don't have the whole Sunday. I know it's already late in Taiwan, so I want to
Ah,
make
no,
sure
no
that we
problem.
can
I,
do this
I
in
have
time.
a yeah, I have later another live. That's why it's okay. That it's
Okay.
meant for the WNBF Portugal athletes, so no problem. I'm
Yeah.
actually doing the schedule for that. But you asked me like then what was the situation after like
Yeah.
Macau and after that work, and that's actually when I put my mind and I had help and motivation from one of the ladies that I will never forget from a gym in Macau, that I used to go there to work out because I was still like doing that work, but I was still working out.
Mm.
And I was trying to do that, and she told me, Hilda, why don't you become like a personal trainer? Why don't you seek? Because I mean, she could clearly see that was
Mm.
my path. And even though I was always like on the fitness area, that was the time that I took it like as a profession, like more
Mm.
seriously. And then I actually moved to Hong Kong. I stayed there for a while. I became a personal trainer, a personal chef. That's one of actually the jobs that was
Mm.
super fulfilling, super interesting. And uh, then I started like moving around, but I stayed a while from in Hong Kong after that job. Yes.
Mm. Right. So you got into fitness as a profession. So it's something
Hmm.
that you do for a living, but also for your own benefit. So let's get
Yeah.
into your routine. Like, how do you build up, your habits to make sure that you are up to speed, to work with your customers and at the same time do not compromise, with your personal goals. So can you take us
Hmm.
through, let's say, a typical day of yours?
Yeah, certainly. I mean, uh, right now it might be a little bit more different, because I start a different job that doesn't allow me actually to take that much clients. So I cannot do like one-on-one sessions at this moment, but I still can have online clients that I
Mm.
work with. So a typical day, that's why sometimes I get a little bit busy, but first it's like taking care of my animals for sure. So it's all the day taking care of that, and then taking care of myself, and then after that, after lunch, trying to put all the work in order, and trying to put it depends also where the person is in the world, because sometimes we need to do assessments through WhatsApp. I need to see
Yeah.
and talk with the person, so that makes me sometimes change my schedule a lot. So that's why I'm saying, like, for me now, I'm awake, I'm fine. But then, for example, in a week, I need to change my schedule to wake up super early because I'm going to Malaysia, and for the event they are going to do there. So it's like I need to be up at 6 in the morning. So it's like I'm used to have these changes. So
Yeah.
it gets I I feel like I need to have a lot of space to adapt.
Hmm.
Um and but it's just like putting my mind into it. I think once I know I have that compromise, it's okay. It's like I'll be there. it's almost like you have that flight, you're there.
Yeah.
So I'm that kind of person. I'll be like 3 or 4 hours before because I know I don't want to miss that plane. I only missed one plane in my life because I was goddamn tired. But besides that, never. It's if I have a compromise, I'll be there. I give my word,
Yeah.
I do it. Yeah.
No, that's essential. Like I think when you run your own business, you need to be very serious about your commitments and also be flexible because things change all the time. Like if you have a 9 to 5, it's all
Hmm.
about showing up, and do your best. But if
Hmm.
you are working in this random setup, then it's you need to be able to adapt. You need to make sure that you are there when it's necessary, and things change all the time. So there's a
Yes, a hundred
degree of
percent.
flexibility.
Yes, and that's why I think because I've done a lot of jobs from 8 to 5, 8 to 6, and or even 8 to 7,
Hmm.
and those kind of jobs, even though I try my best to do as much as I could, of course, and do it well, they were not for me. I was always that kind of person that I feel like thrive more in an environment that I can do my own schedule and I can put uh, by in order by what's more important. Because if I need to take a day off for my family, I will. If then I need to work weekends, because the event is coming, I will, so or nights. Sometimes it's like we need to work through nights and we barely sleep. So I like that kind of freedom, but at the same
Hmm.
time the commitment. So it's like I can have one week with not much work to do, but then I have like you know 2 full weeks that it's full on. it's
Yeah.
it's 100% in. So um, not everyone thrives on that kind of environment because it can be very stressful, and I know because sometimes I get very stressed, but I like
Yeah.
it. I like it. I
Yeah,
it's
that's very
exciting
important.
for me.
Yeah, it's very important
Mhm.
if you like it. Now, I wanted to ask about nutrition, and I'm going to
Mhm.
ask in this context because
Yes.
your routine is not set in stone or it's changing all the time. And I think it's easier if you have,
Mhm.
the same schedule every day because then you can say, okay, well, I'm going to have that meal at that time. I'm going to go to bed at that time. So it's easier. So how do you go about food habits in
Mhm.
this schedule that is not that stable? Because it's, as I said, it's much easier if things are more or less repetitive. And in your case, it's not like that. So can you take us through that?
Yes, and sometimes it's what I say to my clients is like, do what I say, don't do what I do, because it's extremely hard for someone like me, also with someone with ADHD, that I forget to eat sometimes, which is not good. I'm the kind of person that also I like that chaos of not having a schedule, but I need a routine. So it's different
Mm,
from having a schedule and having a routine. I do need a routine. And that routine, especially with food and exercise, that needs to be there. If it's not there, it just uh, it just goes in a snowball, which makes it worse, and it makes me feel terrible because then
mm,
I don't feel with energy, and then I cannot do the work I do. So with that, I try to be a little bit more committed. I mean, just doing like meal preps at least. Here, I mean, in Thailand, I barely cook actually. So at least I always try to order at the same time, my meals and for them to deliver to me. And at least having protein shakes, fruits, things that for me I can snack all the time because I'm that kind of person. So my advice is like we need to know ourselves first to adapt. That's why I
yeah.
need to when I have a client, I need to know them. Like, what's your schedule? How is your relationship with food? Why you do this? Why you don't do this? Because I want to make something sustainable. So for me, at the end of the day, it's about sustainability. So if you're telling me that you cannot eat the whole day for some reason, at least as long as you fit your calories during the day in order for you to live,
Mm,
your body repairs, you have a good sleep, And then depending on your goal, if you want to lose weight or gain, at least if you can, at the end of the day, if you can put that, I don't mind how you divide those meals.
Mm.
Just eat. And that's sometimes what I do to myself. It's like, for some people that don't have time or have like a busy schedule, as long as they can fit those calories they need throughout the day, it doesn't matter what time they eat. Just do it.
Yeah.
If it's someone that it's easier for them to have and go with the Tupperwares, the
Yes.
food boxes everywhere, and have already prepared, that's even better. I did that myself also, and that was awesome. But that I also had less things to do at that time, and it was easier to prepare all the meals and everything. Right now, it's a
Mm.
lot of things in my head, so it's just easier to go on the phone and just order the food.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I will forget to eat, and that's not good, and that's I don't recommend.
So I think people have this question in mind, at least I have it myself. What's more important, exercise or nutrition? Or how do you split, let's say, the percentage between relevance? Is it
Yes.
50-50 or please don't say 50-50 because that's a very easy answer.
No, actually, it's never 50-50. I would say
Mm.
for me, 80% at least it's food. What you eat is what
Mm.
makes you. That
Mm.
right there. It's your energy. Even for sleep, you need food. Someone that doesn't eat properly most probably will have problems sleeping with insomnia, which can later lead to forgot the word, but like chronic
Dementia, right?
insomnia and
Yes,
dementia.
yes,
Yes, problems,
yes,
fog, thoughts. So that is something that food needs to come in first place in order for you to actually work out, because workout, it's if we actually see what's workout, it's just moving. So if you
yes,
walk, you're working out. If you're putting the trash, you're working out. If you're going shopping, if what you buy is heavy, as long as you do the correct way so to not hurt your back, you are it's like you're lifting. So it's a workout as long as you're moving. I mean, there's gravity on this earth.
mm,
uh, so even your body weight, you're still exercising. So you just do a few jumps in the kitchen, you're exercising. So what I mean is like, it's important, of course. I mean, we
mm,
as species, we are meant to move. And I also say that to myself, and I bought not long time ago also a treadmill, because even though I'm a sports person, sometimes I stay too long on the computer, and
mm,
I need to put my watch saying like stand up, just
yes,
for me to move. Um, so that's something that's why I say I think would be, you know, 80% or 70, let's just say 70 or 80% nutrition, and the rest I would divide between rest and exercise. Because also if you don't rest enough, you will not have the gains for exercise at all, or you don't have the motivation, or and also the opposite, the more you train, the more you need to rest to
yes,
repair your body. So it's like it's all connected. But first you need
yeah.
to have the energy, you need to have your meals ready. You need to have your micronutrients, because sometimes people forget a little bit of that.
What is a
Uh,
micronutrient? Sorry, I'm not that
no
familiar with those
problem.
things.
So macros, macros we call it. So the carbs, fats, and proteins. And
Mm,
micronutrients is everything outside that. So vitamins, minerals,
mm,
everything that it's micro but still essential to life. So we cannot forget that. So sometimes, and in my area, for example, right now in bodybuilding, um, that's why athletes, especially the ones that do it naturally, they need the prep needs to be quite long and spaced for the body to adjust, because it cannot be sudden. Because when you cut water, when you cut fats and carbs to go uh, your levels of body fat so low on your body, it can have some repercussions. So it needs to be like you know, the person needs to know what they're doing, because
Yeah.
our heart is a muscle. We need those micronutrients, we need electrolytes. So if you do a sudden break from water, to try to shred and be dry, you actually might lead to a heart attack, because you will have those electrolytes missing. So it's complicated, and sometimes people don't understand that. They don't
Yeah.
know how important that is. It's like going for a marathon and not prepare on your pocket little
Yes.
things for you to take during your marathon. Otherwise, you reach like 10K, not even half marathon, and you're already cramping,
Mm.
because through the sweat you're losing electrolytes. So that's um, a lot of things that if someone wants to go, like, especially into becoming a professional sports person, they need to learn about nutrition. That's why I say, for me, 80% easy nutrition.
Yeah, it's a big discrepancy. And
Mm,
even on those 20-30% of exercise, you said that part of it is
yeah.
rest. Were you
Yes.
referring to sleep?
Definitely, yes. Sleep, it's when your body really resets, let's just say, even though
Mm.
our brain is not 100% sleeping, right? But it's kind of like giving the command to repair our cells, our muscles. So for us, and I'll give the example of bodybuilding as well, that most athletes are trying to gain more muscle mass. So basically on the workouts you are destroying your fibers in order for them to grow. So I'm putting
Mm.
this like in very simple ways. So when you work out and you feel that soreness, it's just basically your muscle is quite damaged. So if you don't eat properly and if you don't have those nutrients to go and repair that muscle, that already it's not going to happen. That's why you don't grow. And when that situation happens, it's when you sleep. Of course, there's still during the day. Of course, I mean it's not that it's automatically you sleep and it's that process, but
Yes.
most of it, it's when we rest, it's when we sleep, it's when we allowing our body to fully relax. That
Mm.
it comes like the little guys inside us, and it's like, okay,
Mm.
let's rebuild this muscle and maybe add some new more fibers to grow up the muscle.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's why it's very important to rest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I can share like a personal experience. Like I'm very good at falling asleep. For me, it takes, I don't know, a minute,
Oh,
maybe even less. But keeping myself um, sleeping for the night, that's almost mission impossible. I'm the kind of guy who would wake up, I don't know, two, three, five times during the night, mostly,
oh.
you know,
Hmm.
concerned with things or there's something bothering me that is not resolved. And I noticed that when I manage to sleep well, and I'm not saying just one night, but say two, three
Mhm.
consecutive nights, my body is in a totally different shape. But if I want to
Yes.
lose weight, like my issue is midsection, like most men,
Mhm.
you know?
Yeah.
I don't know, like most men.
Mhm.
So, but if I sleep well for let's say 3 nights, and I was disciplined with food, and I mean I work out from Monday to Friday, uh, almost with almost no exception. But if I don't sleep well, it doesn't really matter because all this work will go to the bin. So
Yep.
sleep is that crucial? Am I understanding
Super
right?
crucial. Yes, because also when we are not sleeping,
Mm.
we are raising our levels of anxiety that will bring a lot of inflammation to the body. So it's kind of like a constant stress um, on your body, even though you don't feel stress, but inside,
Mm.
because you're not allowing your body to repair and get rid of all those free radicals and toxins and everything that we get also from pollution, because sometimes it's just daily life. And
Yeah.
that's why we need to rest, allow our body to repair. That is like one of the most important things. And as you said, you see the differences. And
Yes.
in your case, I would actually say that, for example, you actually, I don't want to diagnose, I'm not a doctor on that situation,
I
but that
go
is
for it. Yeah.
But that is considered a type of insomnia, because sometimes people think
Mm,
insomnia is just those that cannot fall to sleep or
mhm.
take long, that it's my case, that I actually need to take pills to sleep. Um, but there's also insomnias that it's like the person can fall to sleep quite early, but then they wake up several times at night and they fall to sleep again, or some people don't even fall to sleep at all anymore. So there's
Yeah,
a lot of sleep disturbance that can affect people, and that's one of the cases. And
yeah,
that will, yeah, your body will reflect, will be more swollen, you will feel
yes.
more lethargic, you cannot think
Mhm.
straight. um and for sure, if you sleep well, you will eat well, your body will just be different. I
Yeah,
know, because
100%.
I suffer with that as well. I know how it is
Yeah,
as well.
I think there are many people like us. I think we're not
Yeah.
alone on this. And what happens is like if you sleep well, then the chances of having a better day are way higher.
Hmm.
And if you have a good day, chances of sleeping well are way higher. Then what
Yes.
do you do about that? Because what I realize is I cannot do much about sleeping because I'm in a fragile situation. It's not up to me to sleep well, but I can try to have the best day possible. That I go to bed, that my conscience is fine with what happened, is actually looking forward to what's next, and then I increase the chances of a good sleep. So I think all we can do, like bad sleepers like myself and perhaps you, is
Hmm.
try to get the
Yeah.
best day as you can, because if you are okay when you put the head on the pillow, maybe your sleep won't be that bad, and then if you repeat that over and over again, that will become a habit, and we all know the power of habits because you get used to it.
Yes. Yeah, 100%. And that's why it's like I give the analogy that it's like it's a snowball. It doesn't matter where
Mm,
you started though, because you can start actually, for example, the workout, and if you don't have the nutrition yet in place or the sleep in place, and let's start the workout first. The workout will kind of start pushing you to eat better because you'll start feeling more hungry. So if you're thinking good, you start to get better choices of food, and also it will give you more feeling more tired physically, maybe a
yes,
little bit more mentally, because for me I need to have both in order to sleep well. I need to feel
yes,
tired physically and mentally. But then if you sleep better, then it's kind of like it's that thing. So again, if you start, so forget about the workout and the food. So if you at least start sleeping good, then the next day you feel good, so
yes.
even your day starts better. So you make better choices on how you eat, how your day is going to be. So again, it's that snowball that
Yeah, it's so like
leads one to the
interconnected,
other.
Yoda. No, it's so interconnected.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, yes, yes.
100%. And then the other thing is, if you
Mhm.
enjoy your workout, if you sleep well, you feel good with yourself, you don't have this appetite to eat crap because you need
Yeah.
this cookie or this piece of chocolate. Because most times these are what they call it, emotional food. You don't really
Yes,
need
exactly.
that biscuit or that cake. You don't. You are just
Hmm.
sad, or you're not very, or you are tired because you didn't sleep that
Hmm.
well. But if you sleep well, you work
Yeah.
out. Why you don't need that thing in your life? It's just gone. I mean, you may have it like once upon a time when there is a celebration. That's okay, but
Hmm.
it's not part of life. It's just something that happens as an exception.
Hmm. Yeah, most of the times what I say to people, if you have a lot of cravings, we need to find the source of it. And most of the times it's either you're not eating enough or you're eating too spaced. So that means that actually you're hungry, or you have so much mental load that actually it's your brain craving, not too much your body, if we can separate the two. Because it's actually carbs that feeds our brain. So that's why we have that cravings of especially sugar. So it's just like we need to find the source of those cravings, and I'm saying that cravings are not bad. I mean, like I showed you in the beginning, here's my bubble tea, for example, that I crave a lot of times. But as long as you fit that in like and trying in a healthy way, not like a habit of like substituting water. For example, like I have water, I have bubble tea, right? It's like
Mm.
I'm not substituting the water. I still drink the water, and that's the goal. So the same way, for example, I'm not going to substitute eating a cake for a complete and balanced meal. I shouldn't do that. It doesn't mean
Yes.
that one day on another day, if I don't have really nothing to eat, for example, if I'm traveling on the airport or something, I mean, maybe still have a sandwich, but I go for the
Yeah.
cake. But at least I ate something. But the thing is, like, it's the habits we do. Again, it's what I say to my clients is it's not what you do in one day. I mean, one day, because sometimes people feel like, oh no, I messed up the diet. I went and, because I had a party and I drink with my friends and I we had cakes, and I'm like, yeah, that's fine. What happens after that, the next day, the next days, the next weeks, it's what matters. So it's the consistency of what you're doing that will lead you to your goals. And for me, my goal is always in making my clients also it's health, because also when you thrive for health, you see the difference on your body as well. So also don't feel super bad on going on the cravings, because also it's our happiness. I mean, I
Yeah.
like cakes, I like my cookies, it's okay. It's no problem. Again, if you can fit in your calories, if you're really working towards something, right? That's different. Um, but if you're just like a normal person that wants to be healthy, wants to do some sports, uh, it's totally okay. I mean,
Mm.
most people, to be honest, I don't think per day they're doing the calories that they should. Also because they're not moving as they should. So again, that snowball. That's why
Yes.
it's like, since you're not moving enough, but you're working so much mentally, you're hungry. Your brain is craving something. So what are you going for? The thing that it's more closer to you, some cookies, some cake, some even like cereal. Some people like just go something fast, right?
Yeah.
Um, and that's the problem. That is
Yes. Yeah.
mostly the problem.
Yeah, but getting into this mental tiredness, I think most
Mhm.
people, and I'm no exception. I mean, I try to avoid it, but of course, I also end up in this rabbit hole from time to time of social media. Like social media can consume you. You think you are consuming it, but it's the other way around. You are just there being soaked by information. There's so much negativity, and sometimes the way to respond to the things we are being exposed to is to eat
Mhm.
something that you shouldn't. And if you would go for
Yeah.
a walk, if you would just I don't know, just read a book or just spend some time with your family or even with your cats and dogs, you won't be
Yeah.
this anxious. So maybe if you do a digital detox, you will also be able to avoid that food that you don't really need, like a muffin or a donut or that kind of
Mhm.
crap.
It's true. And also, I'm talking about, against myself, because again, it's like, do what I say, don't do what I do sometimes, because it's hard. And I even told you before off cameras that uh, I just returned to social media from kind of like a long break, even though I was on the working social media. But it and especially nowadays, it's a lot of pressure, and it just feels like you obtain everything through social media, and you find jobs through social media. And I was mentally tired and consumed by that pressure of being in the moment and just keep up what's going on. And I never wanted to be that person. I was in social media because I grew up with social media, right? I was that generation that is like, whoa,
Yeah.
we have social media. So for example, Instagram was just an app for us to put our food, photos of
Yes.
our food. And all of a sudden, it's like, okay, people are like sending me DMs regarding, sports and motivation, and asking what do you do to keep you motivated. And that was that was amazing, that that journey. But then
Mm.
after a while, I felt like the pressure of the media itself and people, it feels like you're doing for the following, for the
Yes.
likes. And since I never did that, it was not for that. I was like, I was feeling that pressure, like, oh no, I need to do content. I need to post. I need to post today. I need to do this. I need to do that. And I'm like, this is not me. And I'm tired. And then a lot of toxicity.
Yes.
It was a time that it was very hard for me. That actually, like, especially Instagram. I was opening Instagram and I was traumatized. I was just like, no, I don't want to spend time here. And I returned to TikTok just scrolling, just doom scrolling, because that's why I never engaged too much there, and I didn't want even grew up my social media there because I felt free in a way because
Yeah.
people didn't know me and I was just there to put my daily life. I didn't care if someone sees or not, if someone put a like or comment. It's like I was just putting out there
Yeah. Just
something.
enjoying. Huh? Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, enjoying life.
Yeah.
Because Instagram and some certain platforms, they create an image of you that it's hard for you to get out of it. And it's just like people just expect you to always talk about the same stuff. And I have so many things I like to talk about. My pets, sports, travel, food. I don't know, so many different things that should be what reflects me, not what other people wants to see. So
Yeah.
that's why I think a
Yeah.
lot
That's
of
it.
people on social media
Yeah.
is very toxic.
Toxic. Yeah. 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 That's the issue of social media. Like you
Mm.
end up doing something for others and you stop being yourself. And there's nothing more
Yeah,
exhausting than being someone that you are not. It's much easier
masking. Yes,
to be masking. Exactly. Yeah. That's
yes,
something you don't want to do. But let's talk about something more positive. So I
yeah,
saw on your social media that you are going
yes.
soon to the
Mhm.
Philippines, and I think there is an event there. Would you like
It's
to
yeah.
share something
Actually,
about it?
it was last weekend.
Mhm.
It was amazing. Yes, I went there to judge their competition, uh, and it was where I started with WNBF. So it just fell because I lived already, also not already, also for around 2 years and something, almost three in the Philippines. So it was a home for me. I made many
Mhm.
friends. I love to be there. I was very well treated by 99% of the people. We always have haters sometimes.
Always.
Cannot do anything about it. But
No.
I love Philippines, and I always been well received there. So the event was very good, um, and it was a success, and I really enjoyed. But yeah, now I go to Malaysia next weekend. Yes.
Is it also about bodybuilding in Malaysia, or it's a different scope?
Yes. No,
Mm,
it's same thing. Yes. That's
mm,
why now I'm dedicating a little bit myself to that area of work, even though it's voluntary work. I don't earn anything from it. WNBF Portugal is a non-profit, so we don't have salaries, none of us. I like to make that clear for people to
mm.
understand that this is pure passion and pure um voluntary work from people that really likes what they're doing.
Yes.
So it takes a toll sometimes, because again, it's some pressure to do everything correct. But we do that because at the time of the event, it's so much fun, and
Mm,
we see how people put so much work. Because for bodybuilding, I mean, actually, for a lot of sports, you need to prepare in advance, obviously. But bodybuilding, it's something like another level, and it's quite hard. So it's interesting when people comes to the stage, and they put their best version of themselves. I'm proud of them all, because they have the courage to be there, on their shorts, on their bikinis, on their like almost underwear, appropriated for the stage, obviously. But it's a statement of courage, saying like,
mhm.
this is the work I put into the last year, And even if fits the criteria or not, I'm here, and you're there to judge me. And for me, it's like I'm proud of them all. I feel like a mother to them all. I don't know how to explain, but I
Yeah, I
just
don't know.
love what I do.
It's a lot of discipline, for people to
Super.
get on the stage. All the
Yeah.
work they need to do until they get there. Like it's impressive. What are the criteria for
Mm.
a judge to evaluate a bodybuilder when they are on the stage? I'm not that familiar, so you need to talk to me like I'm just a beginner.
Yes. So on the bodybuilding community, you have different federations, and ours we are committed to have the athletes all natural. We do also anti-doping tests, just to make that clear. And depending on the different federations, you'll have different categories, but mainly they have bodybuilding, classic, um, men's physique. So this for men, and then for women you have bikini, figure, and also bodybuilding, and among others. But those are the main ones. So in bodybuilding in particular, let's just say like we are just looking for the most muscular, most conditioning, or conditioned athlete, and the ones that pose the best according to our criteria. So it's kind of like having a balance. We are looking for the perfect X. So this is the shape. So broad shoulders, slim waist,
Mm,
big quads. So he needs to be like this. And yeah, it's just like mass. Um, seeing like for me, which I love anatomy. It was one of my best subjects in university. But for me, it's like I love to see the separation of muscles. So in bodybuilding, that's what we want to see. So the more separation of the muscles that you see, you're like, oh my God, I never saw that muscle before.
mm,
That's what we want to see. And that will require the athlete to go very, very low sometimes on their body fat. And that's where the conditioning part comes. So it needs to have a balance between mass and
yeah.
conditioning and posing properly. So that's like the base
Mm.
per
Base, yeah.
se of judging. Yes,
The other thing that you are into is something called Spartan races. Would you
yes,
like to unpack what are Spartan races for those who are not familiar with?
yes. So that's my other side. So, for example, I've never been an athlete for bodybuilding, but it's something that I like to see, and
Mm,
I would never say never, but as an athlete, I prefer something with more endurance. It's like I like to jump around, I like to get dirty, and Spartan race. So it's a race with obstacles. So it's just like you are pay, or in this case, you pay to put yourself through pain,
mm,
basically. So it depends on the length of the races. You have like small ones as like 5 kilometers, but then you have really like half marathons to ultra marathons with obstacles. So it's like you will crawl in under a barbed wire. You will have monkey bars. You will pass through like cargo nets. Like there's a lot of different obstacles that
mm.
requires a lot of upper body strength, um, mental strength, because some of them are tough and you just keep going. You want to give up, but you're like, no, I just want to go to the finish line, get my medal and t-shirt. um, but it's just different, and
Mm.
that's why like the diet and preparation for that type of sport and bodybuilding is completely different. One is like you need to really carb up for the races because you need a lot of energy. So it's totally different opposites.
Yeah. So, what is it that we enjoy about it? Because there's so much pain, there's so much suffering, there's so much to go through. But there should be elements or moments of joy
Mhm.
across the way, and maybe at the end, I understand the reward of
Yeah.
finishing it. But what is it that it's uh, a pleasure?
For me personally, and I think I can speak for most of athletes that like to do this kind of races, it's really to feel that you can just pass that obstacle. It's almost like you also have an obstacle in life. In when you overcome that, you feel that relief. It's done.
Yes.
On to the next one. So it's a little bit like that. It's like even though if you start as a newbie, right, and you learn, maybe there are some obstacles that you won't be able to do it, but then you train to to for next time and next race, and when you do it you feel like, oh my god, it's like, you know it's you becoming stronger, not only inside, you're physically strong, but also mentally, because it will give you a lot of resilience to keep going, because sometimes you're cramping, sometimes your toes are bleeding. Sometimes you lose nails on your toes. It's complicated because you pass through water, so you're running with your feet wet. It's like it, it's hard to say, but you put yourself in those situations that it's really like to feel how far you can do it. And
Mm.
this is like separated. I'm talking about the obstacle course races, but then you have also the endurance race that it's like military. You're there like with I'll just give the example of hurricane heats that you have like 4 hours, 6 hours, and 12 hours and 24 hours. I think it's like that, if I'm not mistaken. I only reached the 12 hours, so it's 12 hours doing
Only.
whatever,
Uh,
no
And you say
sleep.
only 12 hours, so like it's
Oh.
nothing.
Yeah, but that one, I don't
I
know
thought
how
it
I
was
did
like
it.
2 or 3 hours, no, but 12? 12 is half a day.
Yes, and that is like almost no resting, doing exercise, no sleeping, and it's like it's tough, and it's like those kind of races, or it's more like team
Mm.
exercises, so it's like we don't leave a comrade behind, it's stuff like
Yeah.
that. It's kind of like military stuff.
Yeah. No,
So
I think I can gather the benefits, because if you go through one of
yeah,
those, then let's say in your personal life, after a week or a month, you will go back and remember that you went through all these things and you managed. So whatever is coming your way is not as scary, because you already went through so
exactly.
much that you feel like, well, I'm confident, because look, if it
Mhm.
happened in the past, why is not happening now? Why it won't be happening again in 2 weeks or a month? Like, there's some benefit from overcoming obstacles, because then it becomes something
Yeah,
natural,
it
something that is
makes
part of
you
you.
exactly, makes you really stronger inside. It makes you
Yeah.
like when you were able to do that obstacle, those hours, that run, you're like, there's nothing that can stop me, technically. And you're aiming to do even more. Of course, everyone has their limits, and we need to know also our limits. But that's the thing. We always trying to push our limits a little bit more to see how far I can do. And that makes you a stronger person, physically and mentally, because you really think, if I can do this, there's really nothing that I cannot do, right?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I run races bigger than the island that I lived. So it's like I can just go on island and run, no
Where
problem.
about in Thailand are you, by the way? I didn't ask you
I
that.
live, yeah, I live right now in Koh Samui.
Yeah. Yeah. I
So
heard very
Koh,
beautiful things about this island. It's a it's
yes,
a it's a sort of heaven, no?
yeah, it is. I mean, I think it's also um, overpriced in a way that a lot of
Yeah.
people uh, kind of like a lot of rich people have a tendency to buy houses here, so it's quite
Mm.
expensive here. So I'm a little bit more on the area that there's more locals, which I prefer. It's more quiet,
Yeah.
um, and it's still very beautiful. Yes, I love to be here, but as well as all Thailand. I mean,
Mm.
It's you have like beautiful places everywhere. Like Southeast
Yeah.
Asia is like it's just amazing. Yeah.
What's the best and the worst thing about Thailand?
The best, I really say that, and I don't want to sound like everyone else, but it's really their people.
Mm.
Uh, my husband is Thai, his family is Thai, obviously also, but um, Thai people are very, very welcoming. I can say the same thing about Filipinos, no doubt whatsoever. They're very welcoming. But one thing that I see the major difference is like, for example, and I hope I don't hurt people by saying this, is like Filipinos, they tend to cater a lot to foreigners.
Mhm.
And I always felt like, and I hope that actually changes with time because they have so much um, talent, Filipino talent. So they shouldn't give that much more opportunities to foreigners because I felt that because I was a foreigner there. So I'm not, I felt grateful, but I felt it was because of that. While here in Thailand, they don't do that. Not at least not that much. They're very proud of being Thai. They put Thai first and they cater to Thai. And that makes us sometimes a little bit, foreigners feel a little bit more, separate, not too much
Yeah.
integrated. But I like that because it's their country. They should put
Yeah, of
themselves
course.
first. So it's like I never felt unwelcome by them. They're super nice. Sometimes, even if I cannot communicate, we find always a way.
Did you
And
learn
they're
some
always
Thai?
very. I learned for 9 months,
Mm.
but it's kind of hard, and I didn't
Ah,
practice
yeah.
that much. So maybe I can say Chan Pu Pasa Thai Nik Noi. I don't know
Yeah.
if I'm
Well,
saying that
we don't know
correctly.
what is that. We don't know what is that. Are
I
you
think
ordering
I
some food
said
or?
no, no, no. I think I said, if I said correctly, that I can speak Thai a little bit, which technically is less than a little bit. But I wish, yeah, I need to practice more. But
Any
yeah,
down
I will
any
try.
downsides of living in Thailand?
Um, I think then actually it will be the language. It's the only
Mm.
downside for me. But it's my own issue. It's because like I haven't actually put that much effort maybe to learn, which I should have because I mean I'm in their country. I should learn their language, which makes it harder to read, to
Yeah.
listen to the news, and that's the only thing that I find a little bit more hard here in Thailand. Um, because the rest I think I mean there's sometimes problems but it's like those normal problems that we can find everywhere. It's not like typical from Thailand, it's not typical from other place.
Yes.
So um so far no, I haven't seen any like any major issue.
Great.
um I think it's quite
Mm.
okay, yeah.
Mm. I heard on the news that there was some issues on the border between Taiwan and
Mhm.
Cambodia recently, but I didn't dig into it. Would you be able to share what's going on, or if it's still happening, or it cooled down?
Mhm. Yes, that's actually something that I'm trying, and that's where it comes to the part which I feel a little bit because I
Yeah.
cannot understand 100% the news, and then Google Translate is not doing his job quite well. So it's really hard for me sometimes to understand what's happening in the moment. So I need to rely on other people to translate for me, but it's still escalating a little bit.
Mm.
It it had other areas of the border that would that Cambodians also tried to enter. That it was in Trat region, and the other one was in Surin. That it's on there's the conflict. Um, but I cannot weigh that much on the subject because it again, it's hard to understand the communication. And since I didn't even know in the first place there was such an issue in the border, which it seems it started because of a temple that Thai says it's theirs and Cambodia say it's
Mm.
theirs. So, and the land that ones are pushing that says it's theirs. Um, but I don't honestly don't know who started, who didn't, and it just seems that it's escalating. So I really don't want to take sides, even though I have my
Of
own
course.
opinion, right? Um, but I just want, people here in Thailand to be safe. And I have family members that they're a little bit more on the north of that border that it's happening. And I'm really afraid that it escalates to go up
Yes.
and put themselves in danger. So I'm trying to keep up with the situation and see. But so far, I guess it's controlled because Thai military it's quite big and and prepared. And I think Cambodian is not. But I also, again, I love
Absolutely.
Cambodia. We've been traveling there. It's one of my
Yeah.
favorite places as well. It's hard to, talk about this because it feels like it's nonsense. But I
Yeah.
don't know.
No, I know. It's quite complex, and we never know
Mm.
what's going on because the background it's not something that we can understand, from one day to another. So and there are so many
Yeah,
elements and all that.
yes, and there's a lot of misinformation actually going on that even me and my husband we're trying to find, because sometimes we found a video and I send to him and then he translates and then he sees on the comments and he says, "Oh no, actually this video is not from now. It was like a long time."
Yes.
Then we don't know. It's so hard. It's That's why for me, like maybe in other situations, other subjects, politics, I can wait more than actually this one. This one I'm
Yeah.
a little bit on the darks, and then I don't know what to say, to be
Yeah.
honest.
Yeah. Let's make it
Yeah.
into something more personal. So when you were off
Yes.
camera, you mentioned that you are writing a book, which it's partially
Uh,
about a not very positive experience you had with one of with an ex-boyfriend. Would you like to share
mhm.
a bit of the story and what are you making out of it to come up with a book or your personal story?
Yes, yeah, I give you a little bit the insights of what I was doing. I still don't know if I'll just make that story of like its own, because it was a very traumatizing experience that there's still a lot of parts that I want to put it out there that people didn't know. Um, Not because I want to all of a sudden, after like a couple of years, come back with all the situation. For me, I'm on the stage of my life, I don't care. So it's like I just want to put it out there because it's
Hmm.
my version of what happened. And because we never know what's happening tomorrow, then if
Yeah.
I die, my story is there for anyone who wants to read. And sometimes I jokingly say that my life can make a movie, and that's why I decided, not that I want to make a movie out of it. I don't want to be the main character. It's not about that, because I feel actually like as the person that passed through this, a lot of other people can see themselves on it. So it's more like that. It's more like to show that this happens and we need to be aware and we need to talk about it, because it's not just women. There's a lot of victims that when this happened, reached out to me, even men, and say like, Hilda, I I can see myself on your words, because I always spoke as a victim, not as a woman, even though we know that most the victims are women and children in case of domestic violence,
Yeah.
majority women, but we know there's also men. So I mean, and so this is like as a victim perspective. So I just still don't know if the book will be just about that situation or domestic violence focused, or will be integrated in an autobiography of my life and all my my story that led me until the day I will decide to, okay, this is the day I finish the book. So the story ends
Mm.
here, even though my
There's
life
more to come.
continue. Yes. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So
Now
that's
that you're
something
getting
that,
into it, sorry,
yeah.
go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying that it was something that it was really traumatic at that time, and that's why I never raised anything from my Instagram. I still have a lot of information there, and there was still a lot of information that was missing, and I just wanted, yeah, I just want to put it out there. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah. So just as we come to an end, so let's talk about the
Hmm.
future. So what are
Yes.
the prospects and perspectives for the next, say, couple of years on a personal and professional level?
Oh, that's actually quite hard to talk about because uh, every time I try to make plans and say like, okay, I'm going to plan to do this in a couple of years, it kind of didn't happen. So there's a difference between what I want and what it will be. So at least what I'm focused on is just um, take time for my family, and I say that because my husband, he works a lot, and we are trying to pass as much time as possible, and in between that, doing something that we love. And I love working with WNBF, so that's why we are opening as well in Thailand. It's not yet officially open, but it's officially out there already. So I want to continue with that. We have other personal projects. We're doing a small resort here in Thailand.
Mm.
We are aiming also to open a gym, but those are things that we aim to do, but life sometimes takes us to different paths.
Yeah.
So I won't have children. I might not have children. So you see, it's like those situations that even though we want, sometimes it's not in our hands to make it happen sometimes, and life puts in us in different paths, and it is what it is. So it's hard to make plans for the future, but this is what I want. I just want to be in peace, have my family, be happy, you know, continue what I'm doing, because that makes me happy as well. I love also my other work that I do in Norway, and that's quite a hard job, but
Mm.
I
What
love
was it?
that.
We didn't touch base on your activities in Norway. Can you just say that?
Yes.
That we have a
Uh, yeah.
record?
So I work also in. Let's just say that it's like a. Um, land oil platforms. So I
Mhm.
don't go to the ones in the middle of the sea, or at least I never been to it yet. We don't know the future, like I said. So it's different factories that I work like, but with the company that it's subcontracted. So I'm basically doing men's work, which in our society is considered men work, but there's already a lot of women doing it.
Yes.
So we do demolition, we work with cement, we put bricks, we do welding. So it's a lot of physical labor. I mean, we go through big ovens that I need to go, with the harness and do a
Mm.
rappel. Sometimes it's very small pipes that only people like me, like more tiny, can go and do like things very small. So it's like, again, it's an unconventional work, but I
Mm.
love it because it's different every day, and it's just like that physical, but it's kind of hard also mentally because it's a lot of hours, and
And it is a workout. That's for
it's
sure.
a workout for sure. Yes. And that it brings a routine that sometimes I
Mm.
miss in my life, that it's like
Yeah.
that work from 7 in the morning to 7 in the night, then go eat, shower, sleep, repeat. That's like,
Yes.
yeah. So it's something that I also like to do, and and helps also invest on the other dreams as well that we do
it's so
voluntarily.
interconnected, as we were saying. It's
Yes.
all interconnected. Yeah. Look, I enjoy chatting with you, and I won't forget that we grew up in the same city, and we
Yes,
didn't know
we need to
about it.
talk about it.
That was crazy. I was
Yeah.
not expecting that at all. Yeah.
Yeah, true. I mean, we can talk about that off cameras and
Yeah.
later, no problem. But it was a pleasure talking with you as well. I don't mind if to do this again if there's more
Of course.
questions out there. Because to be honest, like I have so many stories to count, so many things to say. As you can see, we could stay here easily like 3 and 4 hours, at least for
Yes,
me.
but yeah, same. But you have a meeting. I also have another meeting
Yes,
later on. We are
yeah,
busy people. That's
that's the thing. Yes,
reality. That's reality. That's the thing. Yes,
yeah.
yeah. But hopefully we will do another session, or we meet up
Mhm.
in Portugal or in Southeast Asia. Who knows? My girlfriend
Yes.
wants to go to Southeast Asia. She never visited that part of the planet, so it's on the card. So hopefully we can make it happen in the next
Yes, for
year or two,
sure.
and I will
For
give you a
sure.
shout. Yeah.
Yes, for sure. And I invite you guys also as well, and everyone that will hear us now or later after recording, that 30th of August, we're doing our event in Portugal, Faro. So you're invited to come if you want. Just let me know in advance to receive you guys there.
When is that? Sorry, 30th of August. No.
30th of August,
Okay.
yes.
No,
So
I'm in a
I
Romanian
will track
wedding
there.
that weekend, so
Oh,
I cannot, I
it's
cannot miss
okay.
them.
Next time, of course, of course.
Yeah,
But in another time, then we can meet and for other events as well. No problem. Now we
sure,
get in touch.
sure.
It's okay.
Yeah. So I want to thank the viewers as well to stay with us for the whole conversation. I hope you make the most of it. I hope you take some notes when it comes to food routines, exercise habits, and other stuff. Also about going abroad and what are the expectations, how to deal with the emotions. I think we went through a bunch of things, and they all add a lot of value into our life. So if you enjoy, make sure to press that like button below. If you haven't subscribed, it's okay. The subscribe button is still there. And if you know someone who may benefit from this conversation, make sure to share, because that's how this thing gets distributed. And I'll be back with another episode on Wednesday. So hope to see everyone very soon. Have a good rest of the weekend, guys. Take care. Ciao.
Ciao.